My name is Marilyn and I'd like to welcome you to the porch.
Good morning and welcome to the porch. Today I will be introducing to you one of our block of the months we have here at the porch. It's called Learn to Quilt, and it's this quilt here. This is a beginning quilt for those of you who are just beginning. And how block of the months work is you come in and you purchase one block at a time. You get your pattern and your fabric, you go home, you sew that part of the quilt, and then you come back the following month and pick up the next segment. The first month you'll be receiving is your packet with your instructions, and these are all your fabrics. The fabrics I'm using today are for demonstration purposes only, so yours will be just like the quilt that we showed earlier. Today we'll be learning how to do a rail fence, and the first thing you need to do is to square up your fabric. And so you will take your ruler, and don't necessarily pay any attention to your mat or your markings because your ruler is much more accurate. And you're going to square up your fabric by putting a horizontal line along the selvage edge of your fabric and making yourself a fresh cut, just like that. Now, you either want to walk around to the table or turn your mat if you have the room, and you'll be cutting 1.5 inch strips, and move your fabric as little as possible. And my ruler has a 1/2 inch mark on the ruler, so all I have to do is move it in 1.5 blocks off my ruler. And you're going to cut yourself 1.5 inch strips from all your different fabrics that are in your kit. You will cut a total of 30 strips, and I've got most of mine already cut. Once you have them cut, you need to sit down to your machine, and the most important thing to remember is you need to know where 1/4 inch is on your machine. We sell different products to help you with that. One of them is a 1/4 inch foot, and they fit most machines. You do need to know the model of your machine and if it's a low shank, high shank, and if you can snap your feet off. This will make sure you get a 1/4 inch. You will take your strips and line them up edge to edge, and we'll sew our 1/4 inch. At this point, it's a good idea to take a small ruler and measure to make sure you have a 1/4 inch. If you don't, your block is not going to go together correctly. The next thing you do is go to your ironing board, and you want to set the seam. And that's not the same as ironing, but setting it. So you want to set your seam by taking your iron and going up and down, just like that. After you set your seam, you will open it up and press. Your instructions are very good about this, and the instructions tell you which direction to actually press your seam. At this point, I would take my next strip and sew that onto the first two that I've already sewn in the same manner. And I already have that done here. So now I have 3 strips sewed, but I also want to set this seam. And then you will open it up and press. At this point, if you've sewn correctly and have an accurate 1/4 inch, your block will measure 3.5 inches across. And you will do the same thing as you did earlier as far as squaring up the end. Take a horizontal line and line it up with the edge of your fabric and square your end off. You'll turn it around and cut 3.5 inch segments. You need 4 of these to make one block. So at this point, you would arrange your blocks according to your pattern, just like this, and sew them back together, and you will end up with a block. Next month, we will be learning how to make a 9 patch. Be sure and mention that you saw this segment on TV, and when you come in, you receive 15% off this block of the month. See you at the porch.
welcome to the Perham Show. Today I took a trip south of Perham to Otter Tail. I know all of you are interested in what's happening in East Otter Tail County, and Otter Tail is one of the fastest growing places in the region, and I'm here talking to one of the men behind quite a bit that's going on. Pretty vague, huh? Well, we're at Thumper Pond, and there's a lot going on here, and Verl Blaha is good enough to take some time out of his very, very busy schedule to share with us a little bit about behind the scenes at Thumper Pond. Hi, Verl.
Hi.
What's happening here?
What's happening? Well, we're sure building. You're probably already aware that we're adding a 78-room lodge over here on the end, the third floor of which is nearly complete in construction. Second floor is even coming along very well.
Okay.
First floor will soon be done in about 2 weeks. We are, of course, building a large conference center that'll seat about 300.
That's excellent.
We have a restaurant that'll also seat about 300. And of course, we have a spa. I didn't know what a spa was, so...
Well, I bet you're going to be the first one in. You're going to need to relax
No, I
when this
thought
is
it was
done.
just a hot tub. But no, they said I got to have a real spa. So we've dedicated 2 rooms for the spa. And then we have, of course, the 10,000 square foot water park.
That sounds like
As
fun.
we're standing here in this little building, which we call our clubhouse, which was about 4,000 square feet on this floor that we're on right
Okay.
now, the addition is going to be fairly close to 100,000 square feet. So you can get the
My.
opinion that if I included all 3 floors here, we're adding 10 times more space.
That's incredible, Verl. And
It's
how did you come
incredible.
up with this dream? I mean,
It evolves. It's
Okay.
not a dream. It's no vision that I had. It was first to start out with when we began to use our facility here for weddings. The first thing the people would ask is, where can our guests stay?
right.
So then we had to refer them around the neighborhood, and they really had a hard time finding adequate space. So the next thing we did is start searching for a hotel chain or someone that wanted to build a hotel. That evolved into, well, now that we got a hotel plan, how do we make it pay in the winter?
Right.
So the next question was, well, in order to make it self-sufficient through the winter, you've got to draw customers in to use it. That's what caused the conference center.
Exactly.
Now that you have a conference center, we can bring in business people, but then you also need a someplace for the families to be.
Exactly. It's nice to
Well,
come along
that's-
with Dad or Mom.
That's right. So now we have a water park for entertainment.
Excellent.
That grew, of course, time to time. Well, then after you get a water park and a conference center, they want to be fed. So
Exactly.
now we're in the restaurant business. So
You're multitasking here, Verl.
well, it's not a vision, unfortunately. It's
Right.
a evolution of what's really necessary.
Right. And
Well,
that's all
this-
part of the business plan when
That's
you
right.
look at the whole scope. So it's good you're looking at the whole pie instead of just one piece.
And then, of course, immediately we decided we are now a destination. And so when we become a destination, we want the entire area to be included. So we feel that Otter Tail County, Wadena County now, and Becker and so forth can be a destination and not just Otter Tail. So
Exactly.
we want this area to be known as the northern destination. Or our water park's going to be called Northern Hideaway.
And I noticed a lot of your theme has that rustic up north feel to it.
That's
So
the theme of
we-
the whole building.
We embrace that up here. And
Great.
it kind of goes along with your whole Thumper Pond with the evergreens everywhere, as far as the eye can see, basically.
All 90,000 of them. Yes.
Okay, well, thanks, Verl, for sharing all that information with us. Well, I managed to corner Tom Beaudry, and he's kind of the guy behind the scenes here. You know the ins and outs of pretty much everything happening on the golf course, I hope.
Yes,
I
I
hope.
am aware of what's going on.
Awesome. And you're going to give us a little virtual tour of the place here that you have laid out.
Yes,
Pretty massive.
it's a big project, and it makes the clubhouse, as Earl said, look small. On the directly attached to the clubhouse itself, on the second floor is the bar. That's called the Eagle View Lounge.
Okay.
And then the Red Pine Restaurant, which is on the first floor, that can seat approximately 175. In the front portion of that, there will be a gift store and an opportunity to buy some local art.
I have a question though about the names. Are they all localized? I know that there's a pretty cool story behind the names of the ponds. Could you tell us about that?
You bet. The restaurant itself, Red Pine, kind of it speaks for itself as far as the pines that are here on the property. Eagle View Lounge, kind of there's a double purpose there. It overlooks the 18th hole, which is a par 5.
Okay.
And in golf terms, if you make a 3 on that hole, that's considered an eagle.
Okay.
So you could more or less view an eagle in 2 respects, one flying over and then, of course, in golf.
That's very abstract for you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much. Actually, I didn't come up with that, so I can't claim
Okay.
it. But then on the second floor as well, the spa is on the second floor. There's a nice little breakout room area that'll have a fireplace that overlooks the lobby, the main entrance to the hotel.
And you have office spaces so people here on conference can actually pull out and catch up on some things that they might need to do. So that was a very
Correct.
insightful thing that you were able to
Yep.
incorporate.
Yeah, it's we try to go along with as many hot trends as possible to capture that the corporate functions and that clientele. As you go, there's 3 floors to the hotel. It's a 78-room Comfort Suites hotel. Each room on the closest end to the lobby are our suites.
Okay.
Actually, they're all considered suites, but these in particular have.
So room for the family, basically.
It's geared more towards the brides.
Oh, okay.
It's got a fireplace and a jacuzzi tub. Very, very spacious, you'll see, and great views from each of the floors. And then another unique thing is there's adjoining rooms, but there's also 18 rooms with jacuzzi tubs in them, spread out throughout the entire hotel. And then there are 2 unique rooms at the very north end that are good for people with young children like myself. It's got a separate room that has bunk beds, will have bunk beds in them. So mom and dad can throw the kids in there. They have their own entertainment center. And then, of course, there's a jacuzzi tub in the main room there.
And a lot of these ideas, were they local ideas or were they Comfort Suites ideas that you were able to say, I want that and that and that? Did they have a menu that you kind of chose from?
They give us some pretty good feedback there, but Verl's daughter, Lynn, has been instrumental in kind of seeking out what's been hot in the market, and we're trying to capture that. And wireless throughout the hotel is another thing that's up and coming, and we offer. So the hotel, and as you come back, there's the convention center that has, I'm going to say, seating for about 325.
Wow.
The fire marshal has alluded to upwards of 350, but I'm more comfortable saying about 325.
Exactly. Tell me a little bit about the water park area, because I know that's going to be a fun place
It
to
is.
come. Even if you only live 10 miles away.
Yep. The concept there obviously is to get the traffic in the wintertime, and then if you have a summer like we did last year, to get the people in to swim. There's a tower, a 40-foot tower that the slides will attach to that are actually outside of the building.
Wow.
The slides obviously are tubed so that in the wintertime you don't freeze your rear end off, and a big pool, splash pool that you come into with a lazy river, goes into a deeper pool, and then there's a kids pool area that's got some pretty unique features as well.
For the younger kids, like a wading pool area?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like a great place to just come in and see, and locals as well as people from out of town are sure welcome to drop in. Tell me a little bit about opening dates and how you hope to keep people busy in the region.
Yes. We're looking to draw people in and to spread people out to see what the area's got to offer. We've talked about some local shopping tours and some art tours. So there's a lot to be done there. But we're hoping to open the first part of June for the hotel and convention center.
It's right around the corner,
It's
I
right
know.
around the corner.
You might be getting a little nervous.
I am.
But everything will turn out just fine right on.
I hope so.
All right. Thanks very much,
You bet.
Tom.
Thank you very much.
That's the Perham Show today. It's a regional show, it's a regional community. We want to let everyone know that there's things happening in the Perham area all around, and we should all try them out.